ultimate definition of not giving up. Face some technical difficulties, but we here now. Feel me? Yeah. Hey, it hits different where you spend like 2 hours trying to figure something out and you finally get to figure it out. Now we here. Jamari dropped a new video. No, I miss Jamari. I haven't reacted to Jamari in a long time. Let's talk to him nicely. What up, Jamari?
So last year we had some major drama between Moist Critical, aka Charlie,
Moist Critical,
and streamer Sneako.
So disrespectful.
As Sneako was in his red pill era and posting relentlessly about Charlie, as well as a couple of other YouTubers and streamers he had made this infamous collage of.
Best commentary award is a dude who doesn't believe in anything, who games for 13 hours straight and so guys, I farted in a diarrhea and this happened. I'm not gonna say names.
That's how he talks. I won't lie.
Is a dude who doesn't believe in anything, who games for 13 hours straight and so guys, I farted in a diarrhea and this happened. I'm not gonna say names. Someone texted me. He's in a monogamous relationship. This is his girl.
He posted about Charlie to the point where he eventually had to reply with this tweet: "You pathetic, sensitive, soy little worm. I made fun of you for watching your girlfriend get."
Oh, hold up. That's actually his Twitter handle. Okay, Fade Moist. Why is he calling himself Moist Critical?
Numerous other men, and also insulted you to the point where he eventually had to reply with this tweet: "You pathetic, sensitive, soy little worm. I made fun of you for watching your girlfriend get by numerous other men, and also insulted you for defending." That's not cancellation, that's just spitting on you for being a pitiful, sad. Out of this, we would then get the clip of Sneaky dancing around, brandishing a pistol in his hands, threatening Charlie, saying that he could get these clips.
You wanna watch my clips? Watch my clips. Watch my clips.
Sneako.
This, of course, would give us the most glorious moment in the beef, the Mags comment.
But he's a f***ing imbecile, you absolute buffoon. What you have there is not clips. These are mags.
Oh,
they're mags,
shots.
not
Okay,
clips.
feed.
The same way that this is also a mag.
And then we would later get...
I won't lie. I mean, hold up. Okay, cool. So what are... come on. Clips is slang. Come on, Moist. Clips is slang, bruh. Like, everybody knows that what our clips are. We know that, okay, people post YouTube clips. That's cool. You feel me? But yeah, you know, maybe in the streets of flipping Sneako land, they call mags clips. You know what I'm saying? It's slang, bruh. Like, some people call things different things. You feel me? Yeah. So what, man? Whatever.
This debate, overall in the eyes of most, Charlie would decimate Sneako here and make him look very immature. And I would say the majority of viewers thought at this point that he had won the war. Well, Sneako has again been trashing Charlie like no other, especially over the recent situation with Mr. Beast and his creeper Chris. Sneako's stance was that Charlie is a coward for not immediately speaking up about this situation, saying that he is a hypocrite for talking about Dr. Disrespect, but not discussing Chris.
Yo, look out, Moist Critical is not gonna go talk about the Chris situation because he wants to have the Mr. Beast collab.
Well, Charlie would respond to this on Twitter and even spend several minutes in his video about the Chris situation, addressing Sneako's claim that he was ducking this topic.
I was always going to make a full breakdown of this because it's bad. It's a horrible situation. So yes, you're right. I do talk about like big trending bad shit like Dr. Disrespect or like Cody Ko most recently. I don't know why people thought I wouldn't talk about this. So I've never been someone to and shy away from a bad situation like this just because I know or am familiar with the person that it's about. He has no problem abandoning his morals and defending blatant brushing it under the rug as long as it means it keeps the Mr. Beast collab alive. For you to make insinuations like that and even claims like that is f***ing unhinged, considering you make actual defense arguments constantly.
Hold on. Okay, so now my question is, did he end up making the video or not? Feel me? I have no idea. I'm not up to date. You feel me? I'm only catching up now with you guys. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, I wonder if he actually recorded the video, or was that his response, Vele, and he left it at that. You know what I'm saying? I wonder. Anyway, I think this is the debate. Let's hear what the going on here.
Well, once again, after this back and forth, the two would have another debate, and this time people were a lot more conflicted about who actually won, as both of them made some very strange comments throughout this conversation. Now, just to be completely transparent with you guys, the full debate here was around 90 minutes long, and no, I did not watch the entire thing. I just feel like at this point my brain is already rotted enough, and I didn't want to put it through that type of stress. But if these two comments that these guys made are any indication of how this debate went overall, Yeah, I just don't think my brain could have taken it. So first, let's talk about what Sneako had to say. As you guys know, he's been riding the anti-age of consent wave for quite some time now.
It's just because we have a different idea of what it means to be a child, which can be tracked historically. The general principle in Islam is, you can do what you kind of want, so long as...
Yo, whoever zoomed in on Sneako's face is funny. Look at him. Yo, he could care less what this nigga talking about, man. The blinks are hilarious.
Just because we have a different idea of what it means to be a child, which can be tracked historically.
Yo.
The general principle in Islam is, you can do what you kind of want, so long as... I'm not going to say you can do what you want so long as you harm it. You can marry whomever you want to marry, so long as it doesn't cause them harm, physical and psychological. And once again, here is very relative.
And so Charlie kind of questioned him about his beliefs here, asking him if a 21-year-old should be able to marry a 15-year-old. And you'll never believe what he has to say.
What he say?
I'm talking about your personal beliefs. Do you...
Before they press on that, I think in South Africa, the legal... Hold up. They always say there's a running joke in this country that after 12 is lunch. You feel me? After 12 is lunch. But no, it's not really the case. You feel me? They're just fucking around. I think the age of consent in South Africa is 16. I could be wrong. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm actually right. It's 16. But nah, I like dating a young baby. No, I don't know, man. I think a 16-year-old is still impressionable, still a baby. You know what I'm saying? They still need time to grow and shit. I mean, if you're not gonna let them drive or have a valid driver's license, then why the fuck you letting them date grown-ups or adults? Doesn't make sense to me. Anyway, let's keep going. Let's see Sneako's answer.
think
I'll play it back a bit.
Asking him if a 21-year-old should be able to marry a 15-year-old. And you'll never believe what he has to say.
I'm talking about your personal beliefs.
What do you say?
Do you think someone in their 20s should be able to marry a 15 or 16-year-old?
So should someone who's about to graduate college be able to marry someone who's just entering high school?
Somebody who's, about to enter strip clubs, you feel me, etc., etc. I bet.
Like last year, they were running around on that middle school playground.
I personally
Like last year, they were just, you feel me, hit their first puberty, whatever. That's crazy.
wouldn't do it. I don't know many people who would do it. The maturity for people in the teenagers in the West is getting much worse, but there are...
We're talking globally. Let's just talk globally. Like, do you think it is okay for... And I'm not talking about just you specifically anymore. Anyone. Do you think it's okay for anyone in their 20s, an adult, to marry a 15 or 16-year-old?
A 21-year-old, if there was a marriage where the father consented and the daughter consented, and it was both good on both families and they wanted to do it, why am I going to get involved? Why should we get the government involved?
Well, at that point, that's almost like...
Okay, Fade. Before I hear what Jamari has to say, let me just spit my take on it. You feel me? Let me listen to what Sneako says. Sneako is like, yo, if the family is consenting, the adult is, wants to do it, the baby wants to do it, the 16-year-old wants to do it, why not? I can hear where he's coming from. You feel me? If the father, parents, family is like, bruh, just dollar. In our family, it's normal, dollar. You feel me? Not in my family, XA. I'm not saying that. I'm saying in their family, whoever decides that their daughter needs to get married at 16, 15, whatever. If the family says it's fine, Sneako, low-key is kind of right. Who am I to, you feel me, put myself, in their business and be like, nah, that's wrong, blah, say, blah, blah, say, blah. People do wrong shit every day. But I don't see people going around, you feel me, calling out people on everything. You get what I'm saying? And who's to say it's wrong for who? Because, it's their problem. Why does anybody have to get involved in that shit? Personally, I don't think it's cool. I don't think it's okay. You feel me? But I get where Sneako is coming from. If the family's consent, if she gets the family's consent, then why not, bro? I hear where he's coming from. Yeah, Jamari, let's go.
If there was a marriage where the father consented and the daughter consented, and it was both good on both families and they wanted to do it, why am I going to get involved?
Type shit.
Why should we get the government involved?
Well, at that point, that's almost like arguing, well, why should we have any laws at all? Don't get me wrong, I'm not a big fan of the government overreaching into people's personal lives and their personal decisions. But as a society, we have to have some sort of structure of what's right and wrong. And I would think that most people with a rational brain can understand why a 15-year-old is not mentally equipped to handle the decision of getting married to someone in their 20s.
Why would I tell them if everybody's consenting, if everybody's okay with it, if the parents are okay with it, if nobody's being harmed, if it's going to be okay, if they're both abiding by the rules and they're not hurting each other, why not?
Which brings me back to history, right? Back in the past, we had people getting married pretty young. Let's keep it a K, you feel me? hold on. Let me take that back. I don't know about getting married pretty young. Facts, yeah. Niggas was getting married young as you feel me? Go back to the Bible days, bruh. These motherfuckers were kids. You get what I mean? Yeah. In some countries, probably here in Africa too, you have kings who date or are in marriages with kids, bruh. You feel me? So yeah. Okay, I hear where Sneako is coming from. If society in that country or region is okay with it, then who are we to press them about it and be like, nah, this is wrong, that's wrong, blah, say blah. You feel me? Americans do wrong shit every day. They do bad shit every day. But you won't see African niggas or African tribes pulling up to Africans, or Americans rather, on some say what y'all doing is wrong, this, that, and the third. Why did y'all bomb this? Why did you start that war? Feel what I'm saying? So yeah. I hear where Sneako is coming from. If it's a norm for Americans to do certain things, it should be a norm for Africans to do certain things too. You feel me? I mean, it's okay to disagree with each other, it's fine, but hey, why do you feel like you have the right to press other countries or other nations or other tribes just because they don't prescribe to what you do in your society or in your region of the world? Yeah, I hear where Sneako is coming from, for real though. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. It just depends where you're at in the world. Let's keep going. Play it back.
If everybody's consenting, if everybody's okay with it, if the parents are okay with it, if nobody's being harmed, if it's going to be okay, if they're both abiding by the rules and they're not hurting each other, why not?
Because like I said, the 15-year-old just does not have the mental capacity to truly understand what they're doing, and so really they cannot consent to the marriage. And I believe that is kind of Charlie's point that he tries to make against Sneako here, which I think is the right line of thinking. The only problem is Sneako uses the classic debate tactic of using Charlie's own logic against him, when Charlie would try to make an even possibly more mind-boggling point about a child's ability to choose to transition. But we'll get back to that in a second. I did first want to talk about some of the other comments that Sneako has made regarding the age of consent.
Like, why does that define the age of consent? I had a debate about this, and I said the age of consent is maturity, is the age of puberty, once the body is mature. Because, bro, I know some people, I went through puberty when I was like 17.
Saying that the age of consent should be when somebody goes through puberty is just insane. Like, I don't know if these type of comments come from a creepy place, or it's just an effect of constantly having to play the devil's advocate over and over again.
Again, I'm gonna go back to history. In the past, it was completely normal. So do things change over time? Facts, of course, yeah. Laws change, year by year, over time, decade by decade, century by century. You feel me? We're not barbarians anymore. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, we're not Vikings no more. So things are gonna be handled differently. You get what I mean? But hey, I'm gonna keep it okay with you, bro. There are tribes all over the fucking globe, probably in the Amazon too, who practice certain things that if we hear about or find out about, we would just be like, this is taboo, it's not happening. You feel me? Cannibalism. Some fucking tribes eat other tribes. If they catch you, they make you a slave or they chow you, bro. Feel me? It's wrong. Of course it's wrong. But to them, it's a norm. You get what I mean? Who are we to tell them, say what y'all doing is wrong, this and the third? Let's just live by our societal rules and let other niggas live by their societal rules.
While also trying to have the most shocking opinion possible.
That's why the age of consent being strictly exactly on this second 18, this defines maturity, and everyone has to pretend like, yes, that defines maturity. This is the correct age, not 1 second more, not 1 second less, and if anything contradicts it, you're disgusting.
I mean, to me, it's just such a weird hill to choose to die on over and over again. I mean, by his logic, if a girl goes through puberty at the age of 12, which I believe many of them do, well, she's then prepared to marry, some 25-year-old man. She's mentally equipped to do so. I mean, by his very same logic...
That's unfair, yeah. That's not... You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Listen, I agree with all these motherfuckers. I won't lie. Feel me? I agree with what Jamari's saying, Moist is saying, Sneako is saying. They're all making sense. You feel what I'm saying? I'm telling you right now, they are really making sense. I'm not disagreeing with any of these gentlemen. Let me play back Jamari. I had a point with what Jamari just said now, but I missed it. Hold up, my bad.
At the age of 12, which I believe many of them do, well, she's then prepared to marry, some 25-year-old man. She's mentally equipped to...
She's not mentally equipped. She's not ready yet. Mentally, the brain is still developing. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah. I get what Jamari's getting at. Fine, let's keep going.
Do so. I mean, by his very same logic, he should have absolutely no problem with what Chris from Mr. Beast just did. As a matter of fact, in his book, Chris could have went out and married that kid that he was talking to through Discord, and he should really have no problem with it, right? As long as the kid started going through puberty.
And the Moist Critical is like, Sneako, you say that the age of consent is, what do you think it is? I don't know. What do you think it is? Tell me. You think it's 18? It's only 18 in something like 10 states? The rest of it's 17, 16.
There we
Around
go.
the world, it's 16. A lot of places,
There
14,
we
15.
go.
So what do you think it is? Is everybody in the world... Japan, they just changed it from 13 to 16. Were they before then? What's the consistency?
To me, the blanket age of
Are you listening though? You feel me? Where's the consistency? You feel me? Who's wrong? Who's right? Get what I mean? Yeah, just because you're 18 doesn't mean you're flipping matured. You get what I'm saying? I mean, I was a late boomer too. Feel me? I only probably matured around. I'm still immature, and I'm a fucking adult. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, no, I get where he's coming from. Tough one, tough conversation. I'm just gonna keep pointing it out. I'm just gonna keep saying this until, you feel me, it reaches somebody and makes sense to somebody. As long as it's a norm in your society, in your societal standards, then let it be a norm in your societal standards. Like, why interfere with other societies and try to change how they view things or how they operate? You feel me? In their flipping tribe or community, or you got a you know what I'm saying? Like, let niggas be, man. Let niggas be, man.
Around the world, it's 16. A lot of places, 14, 15. So what do you think it is? Is everybody in the world... Japan, they just changed it
Type
from
shit.
13 to 16. Were they before then? What's the consistency?
To me, the blanket age of consent all over the world should probably be 18. Like, at least in this country, that's when you start getting more personal freedoms. That's the age where if you f up, the government no longer sees you as a child, and they're gonna punish you as an adult.
Yep.
And at that point, you're really just free to make your own decisions and live with the repercussions of your actions. I don't know, to me, it just does not have to get a lot deeper than that. And here is where Charlie actually falls right into Sneako's trap.
Do you believe that somebody can go through hormone therapy? Can they change their gender if they're a child?
I think that's totally fine as long as everyone is consenting.
Caught him. Hey, look at him. Hey, Sneako smiled immediately as soon as he said, no, I think it's fine. Cause yeah,
Actually,
that's a good trap for sure.
he falls right into
He
Sneako's
fell,
trap.
bro.
Do you believe that somebody can go through hormone therapy? Can they change their gender if they're a child?
I think that's totally fine as long as
Gotcha.
everyone is consenting. As you agree with.
Okay.
Just look at the glee on Sneako's face
I'm telling you.
as he realizes that he fell for his trap
I'm
card.
telling you.
Hormone therapy, can they change their gender if they're a child?
I think that's totally fine as long as everyone is consenting. As you agree with.
And obviously, guys, what's the point that's about to be made? Sneako's pretty much going to say, well, Charlie, so a kid cannot consent to marrying an adult, but they can consent to making a life-altering decision.
Okay. So as long as
Your
everyone...
parents are okay with it and you are okay with it, I think that's totally a familial decision to make. Yeah.
Okay.
Then we can follow the same logic when it comes to marriage, no? Come on, Moist.
So they're literally making the exact same stupid arguments
Bro.
about two different, very, I guess, controversial topics.
So a child can cut their off and take hormone blockers and change their biology forever, but they can't get married?
Well, that's a decision that now extends beyond the family because now you're bringing in a different party. So if you have someone that's your age coming in saying, I want to marry that child, I don't think that can happen under any circumstance.
Yeah, but neither thing should happen under any circumstance. I
keep
mean,
it
listen,
okay.
guys, I'm all for transitioning once you are an adult. Using your own money, okay? I don't think taxpayers should pay for that type of surgery. But
Taxpayers are paying for people's surgeries to transition into different genders? Boy, that's... What? Excuse me. Yo, I'm cool with my tax money paying for, like, you know, the disabled folks. You get what I'm saying? They can't operate for themselves. So, hey, I don't mind operating for them. It's fine. You get what I'm saying? But, like, say, your personal... I'm gonna say it, bruh. Your personal... You feel me? Mental flipping issues. That has nothing to do with my tax money, my hard-earned money that I flipping work for on a daily. You feel what I'm saying? That's a bit unfair. So yeah. We might want to revisit that law or that rule, whatever you want to call it, or that act, whatever. USA is going through a lot, man, and it's slowly hitting Africa too. You feel me? I do see some LGBTQ things happening down here in South Africa too. It hasn't really, you know, gone to a point where, you know what I'm saying, there's plenty laws that are enforced in society to cater for these individuals. But it is slowly happening, I won't lie. You get what I'm saying? Tax money? Leave my money alone, bro. I'm sorry.
neither thing should happen under any circumstance. I mean, listen, guys, I'm all for transitioning once you are an adult. Using your own money, okay? I don't think taxpayers should pay for that type of surgery. But if you want to go and do whatever you want to your own body, well, I'm really all for it. Because at the end of the day, I am for adults having their own personal freedoms. But should a child be able to make that type of life-altering decision?
Absolutely not.
Should their parents be able to make that type of life-altering decision for their kid? To me, no.
Absolutely
like,
not.
If I take a baby to a tattoo parlor and say, hey, I consent, put a tattoo right across their forehead that says idiot, there's a reason that nobody is going to allow you to do that.
Say that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. For the exact same reason why we don't let kids get tattoos. You know what I mean? Why would we let them change their bodies? They always say, yeah, but you can always transition back to being... No, you can't. Once you take those puberty blockers and you flip in, change into a certain type of person, you become that person because you flipping, you messing up with your genetics. You feel me? Yeah. So reversing that shit, bro, how, Sway? How? You can never be a full man again if you transition into a full woman. Let's keep it okay. You feel me? I'm not trying to get scientific. I don't even know what I'm talking about, but I'm telling you right now that it's not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. No. Yeah. I wake up in the morning. I feel like okay. I wanna get a tattoo, and then I got a tattoo, and I'm like, yo, I don't really like this tattoo. I can always get it removed, but how do you flip and reverse your gender? Bomba clot. Let's not allow kids to do that. That's crazy, but I don't know, man. Yeah. Americans be on some. No. Y'all be on some things for sure. Y'all need to stop that. Doesn't make sense to me, bro. Ain't no way.
No. Like if I take a baby to a tattoo parlor and say, hey, I consent, put a tattoo right across their forehead that says idiot, there's a reason that nobody is going to allow you to do that.
Okay, if I'm 16 and I personally want to marry this girl, she's beautiful, she's 21 years old, her family wants to do it, my family wants to do it, you're saying I can't do that. We're both consenting, I'm ready to go, I'm physically mature, but I'm not allowed to marry because Moist says that woman's a... But if then, the next day I leave it, I'm depressed, I want to cut my penis off, I can go right into the clinic, snip it off, and start taking HRT like Chris Tyson. That's a society that makes sense to you?
It is. I believe everyone has I believe everyone has the right to do with their body what they want to do.
Okay.
It's just so bad. I gotta say, this is the biggest L I've probably ever seen Charlie take, and he kind of just walked right into it.
Really
like I said, once someone starts using your own logic against you, the debate is pretty much over. At the end of the day, guys, you know what my point of view is? That neither of those things are okay. The other thing I did want to say is, I do believe that it's actually a lot easier for someone to transition if they want to do that, if they wait until they're an adult. I believe if you start taking the hormone blockers too young, and your reproductive organs don't have the right time to develop, there will usually be a lot of complications with the surgery in the future.
Facts.
So in theory, it's actually in everyone's best interest, including people who know they want to transition at a very young age, to wait until they are at least 18. Either way, after this, Charlie has kind of been getting cooked online. Sneako has pretty much been begging him to release this debate on his channel. So I am curious to see what he will do from here because, like, as someone who puts his opinion out there online for a living, this was kind of a take that a lot of people seem to disagree with. So I had actually recorded that video yesterday, and as I was editing it right now, we actually did get some updates on the situation.
What happened?
That include Charlie apparently walking his comments back, and him also potentially leaving the internet altogether.
Hey, boo.
And now I give a perspective on something that immediately gets misconstrued. And I
Sneako made him quit? That's crazy.
do recognize a lot of it's my fault. I assumed that Sneako was talking in hyperbole about a 9-year-old getting their cut off because I didn't have the assumption that anyone thought that is how transitioning works. Under no circumstances, any legality behind a kid saying, I want to change genders, and then immediately going in and getting their cut off. That doesn't happen. I thought he was just talking in hyperbole.
I think he was kind of just trying to discuss the idea of a child transitioning in general and if that's okay.
I thought he was talking about the overall point of a child transitioning, which is years-long process. And you can't even get that fucking surgery legally until you are 18.
Yeah, but you can definitely start transitioning and taking these various hormones before you turn 18 years old.
Which is still crazy. You get what I'm saying? Keep going, Jamari, my bad.
Especially in some states.
And I guess I should have assumed that he was being literal. And that's on me. But yeah, there's no winning on anything. Sneako gets away with saying 12 to 15-year-olds can marry adults. I don't think his chat looks anything like the YouTube chat here. He literally, multiple times, reaffirms that he believes 12 to 15-year-olds can legally, morally, and should marry adults.
Yeah, he also added that, once you reach puberty, then it's fine. Your brain sharp, or your body starts transitioning sharp or into adulthood, whatever, then it's fine. Yeah. But it happens at different ages for different people. So I get, okay, cool.
And there is no problems for him. But I said that I think it's okay for a child to transition, to learn about it. It's a process. You don't just go in and immediately get your cut off. That's not how it works.
I mean, I wouldn't say that he's even necessarily walking anything back there. I also think that the argument he makes about like, oh, everyone's acting like what Sneako said is okay is just kind of minute, like it's not really relevant. Because I have seen Sneako obviously catching a lot of backlash over this age of consent thing for quite some time. And it's pretty obvious at this point that he's kind of cultivated the type of audience that's going to ride with whatever the he thinks. So I'm not surprised that they're not like giving him backlash over those comments. That's what he has been preaching for quite a long time. Either way, this news gets a little bit spicier after it was announced earlier today that Charlie is apparently going to be stepping away from his podcast. Show update. Goodbye, Charlie. Hey everyone, effective immediately, Charlie has made the decision to leave both the official podcast and Red Thread. He wants to go on an indefinite hiatus to scale back his time spent on the internet. We obviously wish him the best, for everyone to respect his decision, and for all to know that the show will always be open for him to drop by and talk shop should he wish to return. So yeah, it seems like Charlie might not be in the best place right now. And I do completely understand if he wants to spend less time on the internet. This job in general can be very taxing from a mental standpoint.
True story.
And I can recognize how hard it can be to step away from something that is so lucrative for you.
For sure, yeah. In my case, I'm small as hell. I'm tiny as hell, so I can say I can get away with a lot of things. But when you reach Charlie level with your commentary, there are certain things that you're gonna say that people are gonna disagree with, okay? And if you say the wildest shit on the planet, people will bully you in the comment section. You get what I'm saying? And Charlie does have a big mouth. He talks a lot. So, yeah, some things that he says do get him in trouble. So, yeah, I can already see why Charlie wants to step away from the internet a bit. Because, yeah, the backlash is probably heavy at the level of YouTuber that he is, that he's at.
That's just become part of your life, but it can also be very toxic when you start talking about more controversial topics.
Facts.
And obviously you read in the comments every day, there's people that disagree with you, there's people that hate you for your opinions, and maybe if he was already feeling kind of burnt out, this might have just been like the straw that broke the camel's back. And despite him dropping what I think is like pretty horrendous take, obviously I wish the best for him, and hopefully he's gonna be doing alright. But y'all let me know what you guys think about this situation.
Big shout out to Jamari. I need to watch more Jamari videos, bruh. It's been a while. You feel what I'm saying? Thank you so much for checking the video out with me, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate you. Please make sure that you click the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying? Without any further ado, peace. You know what I'm talking about.
Hello, talking that nigga, that snitch. I ain't been up on the block in a minute.